Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. I hope that you're having a beautiful day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever you get to watching this. Okay. So please make sure that you're familiar with my legal disclaimers in the description box below. But by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract, being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. Okay, by watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. And I'm reminding everybody about my personal human rights and the freedom of speech. Okay, so now we're going to just jump into the prayer. I ask that the Most High God continue to order our steps when dealing with anything in the psychic realm. I also ask the Most High God be with us for this reading and for every other. Please, and the archangels, please order our steps when dealing with anything in the spiritual realm. Please protect us and return and block out anything that's evil or anyone that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. I ask now as I call upon God's favor to give us the full armor of God for protection during our life's purpose and work here on earth. I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. Okay, so we are working with the Oracle of Portals today, and this is by Tess Whitehurst. Okay, let's see what comes out. Victory. I am digging it. So you guys are being victorious at this time. You're being victorious in the aspect of money. You're being victorious in the aspect of just being free, beginning to live life as you see fit. You're also being victorious over an enemy at this time, or somebody that would have been working against you. You are experiencing a lot of victory. Land of Dreams. Okay, so the Land of Dreams portal. You could be having lots of dreams at this time. These dreams could be helping you shape your future, or they could be bringing up reminiscing things of the past. Ascend. So you may be going through an actual ascension that has to do with this dream portal that you're going into, which is beautiful energy, by the way. I feel like a lot of you are accessing dreams that hold codes and different knowledge that you've needed to have access to. So we have ascend and descend. Okay, so some of you guys are going through these dream portals, and some of you are ascending and some of you are descending. So this is what I would say. You're having victory over this pathway of ascension. That's what I'm getting. Underwater realm in the reverse. Okay, so some of you may be having dreams of an underwater realm. That would be probably the portal of dissension. I'm going to put descend here and the underwater realm. You could be dreaming about ancient Atlantis, or you could be dreaming about another, being a entity of water. Sunset. There may be something that happens around sunset. I'm just looking here. She's watching the sun set. There may be something that's coming into completion for you as the sun sets. Underworld. So this underworld energy definitely has something to do with this descending energy. You may be going into the underworld into your dream state. Trust. See how she's like jumping from one to the other. Hi, welcome in. Oh my gosh, Sunset is one of your nicknames. That's so cute. I love it. Yeah, this is you being able to trust this sunset energy. This is a lot of trust here. I feel like you're also being trusted with higher knowledge and higher information, and that's the stuff that's helping you ascend at this time. You're moving beyond the limitations of fear. And I also feel like when you're going into the dream state that you're accessing this multiverse energy. And that's what's making you fearless because you're merging with these multiple dimensional aspects of yourself. I feel like there is somebody in your energy that wants you to make some type of ridiculous choice about your future that you're not going to be willing to make. There may be somebody or something trying to coerce you into signing a contract or something. Just know that you have the victory over this. This is something that's happening to you while you're asleep, though. Yeah, you're dreaming of a whole new world, of a brand new world. And this is a very important thing for you to do right now because it's through the dream state and through dreaming of this new world that this new earth is going to come into creation. Oh my gosh, this is such a big download, you guys. We are going to be collectively dreaming this new world into existence, and then it's going to enter our realms once everybody in this multiverse, not maybe everybody, but a lot of people are going to be waking up awake, are going to be waking up awake. As I say it, it's in my hand, are going to be waking up with a vision of a new world in their minds. Now, this is something that the reptilians, that the darker forces or whatever, those ones that want to keep us in a downward spiral of dissension, this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of us having this collective dream that inspires all of us to go after our dreams. They're straight up afraid of that. I feel like at this time, it's going to be really important just to stay in an awakened state. That doesn't mean stay awake, but stay woke, stay spiritually woke. Not whatever the woke movement's about. I'm talking about spiritual awakening. Stay spiritually awakened. And I think it's funny because this says awake and she's in bed. So it may benefit you to write down the experiences that you have upon waking up. Let's see what else. Presence. Okay, so presence in the reverse, like I was saying, there was some type of negative presence that that there was some type of negative presence that was trying to get you to agree to not have this collective dream. So something tells me that this is like something that is going to happen no matter what. No matter what. Celestial realm. Yeah, when you go into the dream state, you're accessing these celestial realms, this portal to a celestial realm, and this is where your help is coming from. And that's why this new world is going to come into creation, is because this portal is opening for humanity. Also, the whole multiverse. Independence. You are independent from the need to have other people do things for you at this time. I feel like you're gaining independence. And I think that this is a cute picture because it's that bird looking, okay, I'm going to take that first flight, becoming independent. I feel like you had been going through a nurturing stage and now it's time to be independent and to move forward. And the only thing that could cause you to have to go through anything unwanted would be like not resolving this dissension energy, because this energy is going to come back into your dream state again. This underwater realm, there was some type of underwater tragedy that happened in one of your lifetimes that needs to be cleared up. Imagination, you could do this through imagining a positive outcome. See how she's got a paintbrush there and she's working on a painting. She's using her imagination to create a positive ending to whatever tumultuous situation she was experiencing. Oneness. The oneness, like I was saying, oh, maybe it was on my other channel, but when you bring any issue that you've got going on into the oneness of all, it dissipates and it disappears. This portal to oneness is something that you are going to be bringing about for this world, which is amazing, you guys. Sunrise in the reverse. Okay, this energy may be sent to you at sunrise. Somebody's trying to utilize the time when it's the darkest, right before the sun comes up. That's what I'm getting. What is this card right here? Enter. You are being guided to enter into this oneness and to stay there for as long as you need to. Because when you do this, when you enter into this state of oneness, you're going to enter into a state of healing and rejuvenation, and all of the things that were bothering you will fade away. So enter. I just pulled enter and then exit. This energy of whatever they were doing with messing with you before sunrise, they're going to have to make an exit away from that. And these people are afraid of the unknown. I feel like you are somebody that embraces the unknown, and that's one thing that makes you extremely powerful. I also feel like commitment. Now, this is two women wearing wedding dresses. So this is definitely, it looks like a lesbian wedding, but whatever. This still could be commitment coming from another person, but this could also be commitment of the self. You making a commitment. So I don't know if this is a spiritual husband or spiritual wife, because I'm seeing unknown and then commitment. You may want to check your records, just like your Akashic records, to see if there is a spiritual husband coming in. Yeah, because whatever this spiritual husbandry and energy that's coming in, I feel like in the past it would have kept you from being able to go through that gate of freedom. That's because there's something dark trying to deceive you right now. Return. They want to return, but this is going to be a return to sender on that energy. I feel like you're graduating like a major milestone at this time. Graduation. Yo. Graduation. I'm not joking. That is so crazy. So yeah, that literally says graduation. I feel like you are graduating a major milestone at this time, and overcoming this energy that was messing with you in the sleep. This is something you've had to fight off for a long time. It reminds me of the Disney movie Little Nemo. Not Nemo the fish. Oh my gosh. There's this story of Nemo. He rides on a bed through dreamland, and he gets the gate to nightmares, and then he opens this gate and all hell breaks loose. So he has to figure out how to close it and stuff like that. Anyways, there is something significant about that. Yes, landing, where you're like, somebody is upset that you always land on your feet, which is crazy. You're like, I'm good luck. Yeah, this is something that's been part of your birthright. You being a spiritual person is part of your birthright. You being passing all of the stuff that you're going through is part of your birthright. I am picking up that this underworld energy, there is something with the element of water. Peace. Yeah, you're entering into a period of peace and contentment, a portal of peace, actually. Oh yeah, you'll definitely want to type in Little Nemo. It's such a funny cartoon. It's such a funny cartoon, but it's got so many good allegories inside of it. You were going through an initiation, okay? But this was not an initiation coming from God. This was an initiation coming from a group of weirdos. And you're going on this adventure while these people are going to be forced to go through the initiation that they tried to put you through, and they're not going to pass that. This is why you never put other people through stuff intentionally. Yeah, because you never know how it's going to affect the future of all things. And I do feel like you are somebody who sees the future and you know what's going to happen in the future. You are otherworldly, this otherworldly energy, which means that anybody from this world, that tries to tap into your energy at this time, they're going to be met with a Oh, yes, absolutely. Definitely look at that movie later. But yeah, this otherworldly energy, anytime anyone tries to tap into your energy or they're trying to tap into your future, they are met with this otherworldly presence and they don't know what to do about that. And this is because you've made a very important choice, and that the choice was seclusion. You're going through a rebirth at this time, and this rebirth is bringing forth your mastery. You're going to have a reason to celebrate because you've been on this voyage for a long time and you have your magic back. And then Olympus, this is your connection to the gods of Olympus. Oh, that's so funny. They've even put the little elevator. Yeah, you got to get in an elevator to get there, and the elevators in the mountains. So you do have a connection to the Greek gods, a very magical connection. You could be connected to Circe. And this, again, part of the past, you are going through a major transformation because you're at the end of one part of your cycle and you're entering into the realm of the Fae, another part of your cycle. So again, wow, we went through that whole deck. Again, you are being blessed, highly favored and blessed at this time. And I feel like whoever these people were that were tugging at your energy, they're being forced to have to let go of that because they're being forced to make an exit. And God was pretty much like the ultimatum, like you either let go of collective's energy or I'm not going to let go of your energy. And it's funny to think of God as like threatening people, but God's just making ultimatums of like, if you don't let my people go, then I'm never going to let go of you, basically. And so these people are being forced one by one to let go of your energy, and they're not happy about that because your energy is so abundant. Okay, now we're going to take a look into the Money Moves Oracle deck and see if any other messages want to come through. I know that you guys are facing many choices right now. You're alchemizing a lot of energy. Circe, you get the name Circe in your head, so then you definitely had. So Circe was a daughter of the I don't know, I don't remember which god she's a daughter of, but she is in the Greek pantheon. She lived on an island in Greece, and she was the one that when Odysseus came to her, she would take her wand and she would wave it and she turned all of his men into pigs. So there's a bunch of different stories that involve Circe that I really like, but she basically had the ability to transform humans into animals and then untransform them back into humans. Wow. So it may be very relevant for you to read that part of the story of Odysseus for sure, because you've definitely got a connection there, and you have a connection with the sirens as well. Let's see what this says. Savings. So you could be saving up your money right now. You always need to put something off for a bad day, create savings for the future. This could be as little as putting something in a piggy bank, or this could be like creating another account where you're putting money in. All right. That's going to really help you for the future. And I'm not saying that there's going to be something like a tragedy and that's why you need to save. I'm just saying that in the future, you're going to be glad that you put your pennies away when you were guided to, right? Opportunity, because there may be some type of opportunity in the future that comes up that you're going to need and want that extra money for. This could be going on a vacation. This could be a new job. This could be moving. It could be anything like that. New opportunities, change of workplace or business trip. Change is coming just in time. So yes, you're in the perfect time right now to get a new opportunity. I feel like the more that you put yourself out there, the more opportunities are going to be presented, but there's only going to be a couple that are actually compatible. So that's why using you'll know it when it's compatible, when your savings align up with this opportunity. Somebody doesn't want you to tap into this star power because the star power is going to make you a lot of money. This opportunity could be you using your star power, become an influencer of the company and earn fame, popularity, step into the spotlight. You could feel exhausted. You could feel financially drained or like you're lacking viable options at this time. This is an illusion. This is just guiding you to recharge and regroup your energy. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Wow. Wow. See, God is blessing you. And that's why you want to save your money just in case you come into time where like, yeah, you do feel exhausted. It's because you were being drained financially. And this is like a person that does this. They come around and they need shit, and you're always the you're always the nicer person, so you give them what they need, but it's actually you keep clearing your energy. That's perfect. That's exactly what you guys need to keep doing. Social status. So you will reach the heights of fame in society. Don't get arrogant. Trust me. When you have a low point like what you just experienced, that means that a high point is just around the corner. Vacation. You might be getting like a free vacation or winning a vacation, or you might be asked to go on vacation. Start a perfect vacation, enjoy the freedom, take time to recharge. That will be a great time for you to recharge because I feel like you're being exhausted from having to do these like basic things to keep everything going, and it's very exhausting because you have somebody that's trying to drain this winning energy out of you. See, this is your winning season. That's why I'm going to tell you that investing in yourself is going to be the greatest thing. Sooner or later, luck comes to everyone. Don't spend everything at once when you get this money, because like you're going to get this money, you're going to win something. You could even win some money while you're on vacation. Maybe your vacation would be to Vegas. Either way, this is a helping hand coming from the universe. This helping hand is literally, and I'm just like looking at the palm tree in that hand. This helping hand is literally going to help you soar. It says need others' assistance with services, increase productivity. So somebody's going to be there to give you, no one can handle it all. Somebody's going to be able to give you a helping hand. And especially when it comes to, taking back your power from this person that was draining your energy. Guardian angels, some higher power protects you from difficulties and misfortune. Knowing this, I absolutely love this picture. This is gorgeous right there. Great picture. Trust in your guardian angel. And not everybody has guardian angels, but you actually do have one that rules over money. So this guardian angel is protecting you from the person that likes to drain your energy. Money matters. Expense, save, cut cost, resource plan ahead, make an informed choice. There may be a cheaper way to do something, and don't think of things as being cheap as being like not as good. Okay. There just may be a more efficient way of doing something. You may be able to, in your business, in whatever you do, you may be able to cut somebody out if there's like a middleman. Just may be unnecessary costs or something that may be cut out of the way. Sweet success. It is not difficult to get everything you want and enjoy it. If you truly believe that, you're going to get everything that you want, and you're going to be able to enjoy all of the stuff that you get. A lot of times people will be making money, but they don't really enjoy the money that they make because if they think, oh, it just goes to bills. But no, this actually is going to you having your own business, you being an entrepreneurship, you being able to step away from whatever company and start a new company. Maybe this is a travel or a vacation company. There's so many different things. I feel like you guys have a lot of skills that could be brought to the workplace that could really, really benefit you. Celebration. And again, you could be a wedding planner. Like I really just keep getting the vibe that we were missing one card there. I keep getting the vibe that you are going to help other people celebrate, and that's going to help you celebrate as well. So kick off party activities and have a great time. Mind power, use your intelligence, analyze data, logic, and think rationally. Lead with your mind. When you lead with your mind instead of your heart on money issues, you always will like make the correct decision, right? A lot of sales tactics lead on pulling on people's heartstrings, and I feel like you have the mental power to see past that. And you may not need other people, even though you're going to get a helping hand, you may not need other people to perform whatever these tasks are. Fast changes, things happen suddenly in a short period and a hurry. Take bold step forwards. So yeah, you are moving forward. Fast changes are on the way. And especially when it comes into money and abundance. Independence, manage money yourself. Independence guarantees security. Don't depend on others. You don't need to depend on others when it comes to your financial stuff. Now, I will say that always make sure if you're not doing your taxes yourself, that you have somebody that's doing your taxes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But you are going to be financially independent, and that's what God wants for you. That's what God wants for your future. This time of you not having what you need is over. Your Job season is done. Like, that's why it's time to celebrate. Foresight, pay attention to things that are important to ensure wealth. Be farsighted and alert. Wow, this is a really cool eye. I'm digging that. That's beautiful. So you having the eye of foresight is extremely important at this time, because you being able to see into like the market and see into how things are going, I feel like is going to be important for you to develop your product and bring it to the forefront. You guys may be experiencing a lot of change at this time, or you guys may be experiencing a lot of adversity. The adversity could be what's bringing in this change. Either way, you have the foresight to sidestep a lot of these problems just by being able to see that they're there, basically. Fertility, it's time to think about family, life, and children. Okay. Don't sacrifice family for career. So, again, knowing what your path is, this may be part of your path. Okay. I don't claim that shit for my path, but I do think that fertility and a family, that is part of your path. And that is, wealth comes in so many different types, you know. Family is a type of wealth. You creating a family that is successful and in alignment and compatible, that's going to be part of your future. And so that's why saving money now is going to be very important. I also feel like you may end up being a public face. Follow your heart, become who you want to be, earn a reputation. It's okay to be yourself. It is absolutely okay to be yourself and to shine. That's what I want you to do. And then you guys are alchemy, using witchcraft, occult, and learning God's secrets. Transform the situation. You're using alchemy to transform all of that witchcraft and money magic into prosperity for you. You also could be somebody that expresses themselves, and it could be through this expression that you end up making lots of money. Open your heart and connect with others. Express your creative self. Yes, express your creative self. Transformation. Change is the natural order of things. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Remember, in the portal deck we just used, it talked about the portal of the unknown. That's where a lot of people will get tripped up in their life, is they'll stay stuck in this fear of the unknown and fear of change energy. But it's really this change and unknown transformation that brings you the greatest amounts of enlightenment and the greatest amounts of peace. See, you are doing the spiritual work. You're doing the spiritual work. Open your heart to a spiritual career and heal the human heart. That's what your purpose is. All right, let's get one more of these. Investments made will have positive results that will bring prosperity. Invest wisely. Anytime you invest in yourself, you guys, you're always making a wise choice. Okay. So I'm going to say any investment that's made into yourself is a very wise choice. But I do feel like you guys are doing the spiritual work. You're doing some of you are meant to be shamans. I'm not kidding. Some of you are meant to be people who advise others on how to work with their ancestors. whatever you invest at this time is going to grow and prosper. And know that the month of April, regardless of whenever you're watching this, the month of April is a very good time. Like March is when you plant your seeds, April is when you water your seeds. And then in August is going to be when September is when you're going to be reaping the full reward of everything that was planted, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. So you want to make sure that what you're planting is something that you do want. I feel like if you come across a free vacation, schedule it a little bit off in the future, because again, you're going to want to have your savings built up. I feel like just be aware of somebody coming in to be with you because they see you being financially successful. Yeah. You've got the energy of the owl within you and around you. Wisdom, insight into nature of physical objects or physical gives you foresight. Owls will always bring you foresight. Wow. Yes, you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Shaman Marie. I totally agree with you. That's why this public face card came out. That's why this public face card came out. And I feel like this ability that you have to, you do soul retrieval for other people. You're a mediumship. You communicate with their ancestors. You talk with their animal guides. You do a lot of different things. I feel like all of these are services that, that you can get money for. And I feel like this is what's going to most help the human world at this time. You're coming into wealth. You are moving towards real wealth and prosperity. Keep up the great work. Absolutely. I'm talking about like generational. You're moving into generational wealth. Okay. So if you were having a down point in your finances, it's because you're moving transits. It would be interesting to look at where Jupiter is in your birth chart, because I feel like you have Jupiter ascending. Resources, be grateful for what you have and something for the future, and save something for the future. Use wisely and as needed. Again, I am not somebody that, and this is just my own personal like beliefs about money. I'm not somebody that believes in like, and I'm not dissing anybody that likes Louis Vuitton bags. Okay. Calling in positivity here. I'm not dissing anybody that likes Gucci or whatever. But me, I wear clothes from Walmart. Like I'm not invested into having to have those trappings of success, like the best car, the best this, I take care of my body and I take care of myself. But again, and I'm not dissing anybody who does think that a clothing tag means some shit other than it's just a tag on a clothing. To each unto their own, right? But I am getting that and it's not bad to want really nice things either. What I'm getting at is that if you release the belief in needing to have those expensive things, you'll be able to actually enjoy the things that are not expensive, like, yes, wearing what you want and what's comfortable. That's exactly it. Don't let anybody pressure you into thinking that you need to have these really expensive things to have a good life. You don't. The whole part of the Japanese tea ceremony, where you go to do I'm gonna block this person that's talking about my boobs. Give me 1 second. Putting them in timeout for a day. Okay, we're not here to talk about my boobs. Okay. Anyways, but yeah. So when you're able to find happiness in like the Japanese tea ceremony, what this does, okay, so it's like a little mud hut and a very simple tea ceremony, and you go with a person and it reminds you of the simplicity of life. I think that it's something you should read into, because when you take away all of this extra stimuli, you're able to get down to basics, and it's those basic things in your life that you actually derive joy from. And so that's where your perception on what wealth is to you is going to drastically change, because wealth is health, wealth is beauty. And I'm not talking, and yes, I mean, you can spend money to become beautiful and get your face changed around, but I'm talking about true beauty, which is beauty that comes from within. When you have that, that's true wealth. So, and there's a lot of things that money cannot buy, right? There's a lot of things that money cannot buy, like love. Um, I mean, you could buy a fake ass lover and that's like a gold digger, but that's not real love. So again, when you can recognize the wealth that comes from the universe that you're already receiving and then show gratitude for that, then everything is going to be more in alignment to giving you that which you want, which is actual savings and physical money. But I am being told that in the future world, money will not be a thing of the future. And so don't think of money as being something that is a permanent something. Like, it's money is for you to gain now, to save it, and then to use it sparingly as needed, do compatibility, like before you order anything, do compatibility. Like, I will straight up never order anything, whether it's something to eat because I have a food allergy, you know, peanut allergy, whether it's something to eat or it's something to drink or it's something to wear or it's something to use. Like, you know, I will always ask compatibility of that object for me or whatever that is. And if it's a one compatibility, then I know that even though maybe it looks super nice, that I don't need that thing. So when you're able to ask yourself, and you can do this through using a pendulum, asking your higher self, or through muscle testing, or you can use a scale of 1 to 10 and say, okay, higher self, 1 being the lowest compatibility, 10 being the highest compatibility. What is the compatibility of this product? Again, I'm going to say to do this on everything, because I have got, like, the internet has gotten they've gotten better at scamming. Like, and so I will see these commercials that, like, for this green tea face mask that I ordered. Oh my God, it didn't even come in the mail. Anyways, that one I didn't do compatibility on it because the video was so impressive, but I think it's possibly like a scam. Okay. And it doesn't work in the way that they say is most likely what I have gotten. So I learned my lesson from ordering something that was, I mean, it was a compatibility of 3, which is pretty low. When you order something, you for it to be worth the money you're paying, you at least want it to be a 5 or 6 out of 10 compatibility, because that's over the halfway mark. Okay. That way you'll be a little bit happy with it. But yeah, you'll find that when you use, either a scale of 1 to 10, or you use a pendulum, or you're using your intuition, however you use your abilities to ask, do I need this? Is this necessary? Or is this something I even want? When you're asking those questions, you're really going to be guided towards the things that you need rather than the things that you think you need, basically. And so I would like everybody to do that with things they buy. And then when you're in the grocery store, asking yourself, okay, looking at the ingredients that are in whatever product, right? And then going, okay, like, does my body need this? A lot of the times, if you eat fruits and vegetables and meats and things like that, and you use the chakras, right? The colors of the chakras, you can basically find foods that will boost those chakras by grabbing the foods that are the color of that chakra. Okay. So, like, an eggplant is purple. So that would be for the crown chakra, right? Strawberries are red. That would help with the heart chakra and the root chakra. So when you start to eat, drink, and think on a base of, is this the most compatible? Because you really do want an experience that's going to be the most compatible for you. Of course, we're going to have a full spectrum of experiences, some being very compatible and some being not compatible. And we will, experience variety of things that are compatible and not compatible. When you're asking yourself and you're checking in with yourself on what it is that you need and if it's going to really benefit you, you're going to have a lot more compatible experiences than not compatible. And you're not going to have buyer's remorse or buyer's regret when you buy something and you go, oh, shit, I wish I didn't buy that. The people that do that are people who are not tapped into their spirit. They're not tapped into their oversoul, their higher self, and they're not asking the correct questions. They're just looking at something because it's shiny and beautiful. And they're going like, that's what I want. But, you know, it may not even be what they need. And they end up finding out much later on that it wasn't what they needed. And so anytime you buy a vehicle, anytime you make any big purchase, really I would use both yes and no answers from your higher self, muscle testing, and I would do a 1 to 10 compatibility. I would use all of the different ways that we can assess whether something's good for us or not. You should be doing this with financial purchases, confirmation from whatever made that sound. You should be doing this with purchases and relationships, okay? That way you're not inviting a snake-like energy in, thinking that it's something like a shiny object, because again, our eyes can deceive us sometimes. And sometimes we'll think that we know what's the best thing for us, but spirit actually has something else in mind that would be much better. And again, when we make decisions, we're making decisions from what we think we would like to experience. That leaves out the entire portion of what the Most High and the Holy Spirit thinks that we should experience. And trust me, the Holy Spirit and the Most High God and the divine, aka the divine, whatever you want to call the divine, because I believe it goes by many names, but the divine may have something more brilliant than something you could ever dream up in store for you. And if you settle for things that just look shiny, or maybe they're things that other people go after, and if you settle for that type of energy, you'll be denying what the universe has in store for you, which could be something so much more beautiful. Also, you could be guided to be doing a home-based job. Home is the harbor of the soul. It's the safest place you can be. And your home is always going to be where your heart is. So you could take your laptop, your phone, whatever this is, anywhere. I'm really getting, Shaman Maria, that you would be very good at doing guided shamanic drumming meditations where you're walking somebody through a process, maybe how to do soul retrieval. Because again, that's what I'm getting you're doing for people is you're tapping into the animal power, and then you're also tapping into the power of the shaman, where you're literally going into the spiritual realm, the shaman realm. And I will say that it is its own realm. Okay. And you're collecting pieces of this person to help put them back together. I'm getting that guided meditations, and then doing live drumming sessions, live guided meditations, and teaching about shamanism so that people understand when they come to your channel, your platform, what type of experience and transformation. Awesome. You just got, yes, this is such confirmation for you to use the drums. Like, this is good. The drums. Okay. When we took the African American slaves, and when I say we, I'm talking about like America, when we took them from Africa, brought them here, because they would use drums to conjure up voodoo, which it's like one of the most powerful things I've ever experienced when it comes to voodoo drumming. They forbade, like, they considered the drum to be an illegal possession. They did not allow slaves to have drums or to practice their spirituality. So that's why they had to start hiding their orishas and saints and doing their dances at nighttime when the slave masters were asleep, and all sorts of stuff like that. If you study the history of Haiti, Haiti is one nation that used black magic, all types of voodoo, actually, not just black magic, but all types of voodoo to liberate their country. Their country is founded on voodoo, founded on having different, for each Loa and each Orisha, having different drums and different songs and stuff to call upon the spirits. I am specifically getting that you have the ability to call upon the spiritual realm, and you also have many shaman guides that are guiding you towards this. But yeah, the slave masters, they forbade anybody to practice voodoo because they were so afraid of it. And they're damn right should be, because the drumming is powerful. It is a very powerful thing, and it creates a binaural frequency once you get that rhythm going. So you also may find other instruments that are going to help you too. Your first shaman drum, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah, play around. You may find that there are other like tuning forks and things like that that you may want to incorporate too, because I really feel like you build up an energy that goes through and clears out this energy that other people are experiencing. So people will be able to pull you up on you know the internet somehow, and they'll be able to see, okay, this is what part of shamanism is helping me. I'm also getting that you may guide people through trips, like if they take ayahuasca or mushrooms or something like that, you have the ability to guide people. Wow. And you have symbols. That's amazing. See, these are all different ways of building energy and clearing energy. I feel like you are tapping into this power. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You have the power to take control of your life, career, and finances. Focus on your needs. By focusing on your needs, you're going to be able to find out the needs that other people have, because literally, this is a new beginning for you. There was a time where these doors were being closed on you, and that's because you had a family member, Shaman Maria, that did not want you to gain this ability. This could have been an aunt or a mother, but yeah, they wanted this power for themselves, but they were never going to do anything with it. And so, of course, it's still in your bloodline. It's been given to you. Yeah, it's been definitely passed down to you. You're going to be in a position of authority in the future. And I really feel like this position of authority is going to be you opening up those doors, those drawers, those doors, those access points for other people to go reclaim their power back again. And again, if you felt like these closed doors made you start all over again, it was only so that you could drop the old. Yeah, who knows who it is? Only so that you could drop the old and gain the new, right? Because I feel like yeah, you had somebody in your family that was just gatekeeping this power. And when I say gatekeeping, it means that somebody in your family knew about this spiritual power that you have, and then they didn't tell you about it, which is gatekeeping the information. But you being able to tap into that and have access to it again, it's like, and it could be that a family member wasn't aware of this power that they had, so they couldn't teach you. But it's better to learn from the spiritual realm anyways. You know what I mean? Flexibility. Okay, I'm obsessed with octopuses. I am just obsessed with them. I think that they're the most interesting creatures in the world to me. Adapt slowly by using versatility, compromise adaptation, and change. Be flexible with your methods. And so I feel like that being flexible from using sound to using your voice and then guiding people through a shamanic journey, this is going to be something that really, really helps other people. And it's going to bring a lot of different people from different walks of life together. And so I feel like that's part of your purpose as well. Many choices, opportunities abound, excuse me. When you are in a dilemma, all roads lead to Rome. So yeah, this is many choices. Look at all of your options. You will have many options in the future. I feel like you may even get it may be a spiritual retreat or something that wants to book you as a shaman to help the people in their spiritual retreat. Wow. Wow. Yes. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen Toy Story 3, but I love octopuses so much. Wow. Yeah, you're going to be brought with many different choices once you're going to end up by the time you're famous for doing this, you're going to end up like being called to do retreats or maybe even cruises, like, and do shaman work there. That's how far you can take this. That's why, as long as you don't give up, even if it seems like you're not making any progress, know that you are making progress. Okay. Just, yes, fruits of your labor. It's time to reap the fruits of your labor and become rich. Okay. You are here to gain. And this lifetime is not about poverty. We've rebuked any vows of poverty. Okay. This lifetime is about you gaining the fruits of your labor and being able to access a new direction in life. Okay. This new direction, this new way of thinking. It says, do not deviate from your path, attract a mentor if necessary. And again, this mentor that you attract may be somebody that you end up working with at a spiritual retreat. They may do something similar to what you do. Love life, free from problems and money troubles. Enjoy the passion of love. Love and be loved. This is going to be part of the abundance that comes in for you, is you having a full love life to share with somebody else. And this person may do the same. Like I'm seeing a man that does something like what you do, but it's not exactly that. He works with angels more. Gift. You will discover new talents that will lead to new opportunities. This is a major thing for you. You are accessing your gifts from other lifetimes and from this lifetime and from what your higher self holds for you right now. This ability that you have is not something that I see in other people. I'm going to be honest with you. This gift, you are the gift. Like this gift that you have, you have the ability to awaken the gifts in other people. Now, that is something I'll tell you right now. You cannot buy spiritual abilities and spiritual gifts. Trust me, the low vibing people that have a lot of money, they think that this is possible. And that's why they travel to like Jamaica and Haiti and all these other places where they do voodoo, because they believe that voodoo can give them spiritual powers. It doesn't really work like that. What you get when you get these spiritual powers is you get possessed by an entity that has those powers. So what you have, your gift is completely unique. You activate the gifts in other people. You're not calling upon a spirit to possess that person to give them the gift. You're going within this person's shadow or within their light self, and you're actually activating the gifts that are within their DNA already, bringing that to the forefront. And then you'll be able to guide people on how to use those abilities. That makes you a gift to this world. That's why anybody trying to work against you at this time is very, very foolish for doing so, because you have a purpose. Part of your purpose is to guide and heal other people, but it's also healing yourself, and it's also going within yourself and accessing these gifts that God has for you, because it is a very rare gift to be able to go into another person and activate what they have hidden within them. Like that's something that I've never seen anybody else be able to do. That's why I know the people that I attract into my reality are going to be the leaders of this world. They are going to be the people that make the biggest difference and that make the biggest shift for everybody. And so, yeah, you being able to activate and pick up on the gifts that other people have, you're going to be able to train people how to use their gifts and abilities to help other people. And that's how you're going to make a very big difference. Have an eye for beauty. This is exactly, you have the eye to be able to see what's within them. It says, have an eye for beauty and uncover hidden charms. Seek and you will find. So yeah, and this is what you could specialize in, is teaching others how to use their gifts and abilities. That is something I would add to your resume of already doing things with your gifts. I would add spiritual gift activation, and then you could be doing activations. You could be doing even light language. I'm also getting light language, which is soul language. It's something that I work with a lot, and it's extremely powerful. What you are looking for is looking right back at you. You are this money tree. You are this money tree. Dreams come true. You will get what you have long desired. Enjoy your wealth. Yeah, dreams, your dreams are coming true at this time. And success, choosing the right direction and actively overcoming difficulties. You are on the right track. So if you feel like there may be a little bit of difficulty, trust me, that's not going to be something that lasts. You're going to find that doing this shaman work is probably one of the easiest things for you to do. It sustains you and it builds you up from the inside. So I feel like this success is basically ensured to you as long as you just don't turn away from the Most High. And then knowing, like, and this is what I'm saying, loyalty, not turning away from the Most High, knowing where that power comes from, knowing where the gifts they come from the Most High, the source of all things, giving honor and respect and everything and props due to that. The more that you do that and you keep this loyalty, true friendship and loyalty are among the most important values. That's, you can't, and this is what rich people, they know this for a fact. They cannot buy loyalty, they cannot buy success, and they cannot buy friendships. It always turns out bad. So this is what I'm saying is that you have a wealth that's coming in it's coming in. This is spiritual wealth that cannot be bought. And trust me, people from, I'm not going to say people in the music industry, but I'm just going to say people from all walks of life, they do go to voodoo practitioners to gain some type of gift and ability, and they end up getting themselves possessed by some freaking weirdo spirit thing, whatever. You're not going to be doing anything like that. You inspire others from them tapping into themselves, and that's how you're going to be able to help people. You're going to end up making a lot of money. So again, once you start, you may get one client that is like a celebrity, and then from that client you'll get a bunch of referrals. Of course, this is years down the road, but this is where it's all heading. That's where I see. Now, this wrong decision says reckless behavior can lead to bad consequences. Think before you act. There may be somebody that's trying to trigger your energy and they want you to be very reactive and in your primal energy. Yes. Okay, cool. I'm so glad that you understand the light language. That is so awesome. So yeah, there may be somebody that's trying to pull you to make a wrong decision because they don't want you to access this ancestral knowledge that you have, but I feel like you'll know when this person is trying to lead you a wrong way. Gambling, yeah, because this person will want you to gamble with something. Excessive gambling can have dangerous consequences. Don't risk too much. So this is just saying that when this person comes in, they're going to want to take a gamble on you, or they're going to want you to gamble with something, and God's never going to tell you that gambling is the answer. I mean, other than being a fun pastime, I think that gambling can be very dangerous and very detrimental to one's physical health as well as their financial wealth, right? Yeah, this is going to be a surprise. An unexpected turn can bring positive change. Be ready for change. There will be a surprise that comes in that's going to just tickle you. It's going to be so positive. Love affair. It could be a love affair. Like I was seeing you and another man that does like angels, works with angels, you guys leading a retreat and guiding people and healing people. Yes, exactly. I'm glad that you're not a gambler. I definitely didn't feel like you were. That's why it would have been really somebody trying to make you make a wrong decision to pull you down the wrong path, because I really don't feel like you are a gambler. I feel like you always weigh the risks of stuff. But this love affair says, beware love affairs at work rarely end well. So this is giving you a warning that you'll need to, when this person comes in, you'll need to create a good balance between your work life and your home life and your relationship life. Okay. But I'm not getting a bad vibe like things will end bad at all. I think that what you'll realize is that you working with your partner creates something greater. And then what you guys take on as projects will be what you need to look at. Duality, because there's always going to be a positive and a negative to everything. And that's just the way that life is. We have duality. So don't forget about the dual nature of people. Don't lose your vigilance, right? Knowing that there's going to be a positive and there's going to be a negative side to everything. But if you prepare yourself, you should be just fine. Yeah, wellness. Ensure that your body is nourished. Join a gym and regain strength. You may even lead a nature retreat, right? Where you go out into nature and you connect with the divine there through meditation, through nature walks, through the animals that you see, that type of things. I feel like you're the type of person when you go into a forest or into a open space that animals actually come up to you. They will see you and they'll come up to you and start to interact with you. And if you haven't experienced that yet, you will. So when these endings come, it says the cycle is over. It's time for you to make a change and rebirth. When these endings come, they're not going to be, it's time to say goodbye to an old habit that you have. And this is a way of thinking about your success. Because I feel like a lot of the times when we grow up, yes, they do come to you your whole life. Yeah, a lot of the times when we grow up and we see like the limitations, like we see fear and doubt, limit freedom of action, let go of worries. When we see how our parents' relationship was with money, we can kind of like take on that type of energy. And I feel like that could be very detrimental. So there may be a little bit to clean up, but I feel like you're going to have bright new ideas that are going to move you up. This partnership that's coming in, you're going to join with business partners for a win-win cooperation. It may not be right off the get-go, but it will be soon. And this is a perfect fit for you. You're definitely finding the right path, the fit with the soul, the ideal job. You're meant to be here. And then the shedding energy, you're shedding this old version of yourself, reducing losses, elimination, and completing a new metamorphosis. This is exactly your energy right now. You're changing the way that you thought about money, because coming from a lack mindset to an abundant mindset, you know that you're worthy of success and worthy of financial wealth, right? It's just like sometimes we grow up and we see and we hear things that may make us doubt our worthiness, but it doesn't change the fact that you still are worthy of it, and that God never intended for you to be poor. That's always a personal decision, or a decision that, sometimes our soul will want to advance quicker than what we are. And so we'll put ourselves through a lifetime of poverty. But that doesn't mean that every lifetime is going to be that way. And that definitely doesn't mean that this lifetime is going to be that way. Like I said, in the future, there won't even be money in the future. So, okay, you guys, I hope that this reading helped you. We're going to go ahead and play the chimes, and then I'll let you guys go. Thank you for being here with me. Please like this video. Please share it if you feel compelled to. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and so you're notified of every time I go live. And remember that if you ever have any questions or you forget anything that came up in the reading, you can always come back to this reading and watch it again. Okay, you guys, thank you for being here. You guys are amazing, and I'm so proud of you. Yes, I'm so proud of you. You definitely had a lifetime of poverty in the past, and that's why you're going to be so abundant in this lifetime, because you've already paid off whatever lesson and debt that there was. And so, yeah, good is coming into you. Okay, thank you guys for being here. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you. I'm giving you air hugs, lots of support and love. Just some things to think about for the future, integrating more tools into your practice. I think that you guys are going to find a lot of happiness and a lot of success. And I am so thrilled to be a part of that and just to be here with you. So always come back in and check in with me and let me know how you guys are doing. Okay. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you. Until the next reading, peace be with you. Thank you guys so much. And you guys are so blessed. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day.